Attention campers. Gentlemen's Clubs International, a wholly owned subsidiary of Cypress Sound Center, formerly the Argo conglomerate for world domination, welcomes one and all to the 1997 Swill and Chill here at beautiful Ginny Springs. Take off your clothes and come on in. Campers are reminded that any publication, discussion, or rebroadcast of this event without fully written consent of the Arnone family is strictly prohibited. This event is fully licensed under a contract with Great Silverbacked Males of Tampa, Florida, which is not responsible for any future litigation. Taxes, title, and dealer prep charges not included. Member FDIC. Once again, we have some tips for some of the new campers that are with us this year for the first time. We like to think of the Ginny Springs trip as being like the Gentlemen's Club with the top down. So feel free to belch, fart, puke, curse like a drunken sailor, scratch your crotch, pick your toes, examine your penis for venereal warts, stick hot dogs up your ass and shoot them into the bonfire, rub snot on the walls of your neighbor's tent, scratch at your hemorrhoids with a handful of twigs, piss in your shoes, eat raw meat, swill booze till you fall face down in the dirt, consume enough drugs to stagger an elephant, crap in your pants, make love to a blow-up doll on a picnic table, shave your scrotum with a chainsaw, compare armpit smells with your buddies, scoot your naked ass through a mound of fire ants, challenge Brad to a butt-kicking contest, expose yourself to the Girl Scout troop next door. Whatever you want to do, this is the place to do it. Welcome, friends, to the party that never ends. Well, first of all, we want to get down to the ever-popular initiation rites. So, with that, will all the first-time campers please rise and form in a straight line facing the camp bonfire. Good. Now, will all of the old-timers, that is the Ginny Springs veteran campers, form in a straight line behind the greenhorns? That's it. Now, greenhorn campers, get down on all fours facing the campfire. Veteran campers, ready? Unzip. Greenhorn campers, prepare to be initiated. Attention campers, this evening's initiation rites are proudly sponsored by Trader Steve's Discount Bargain Hut. And our thanks to Trader Steve for supplying the 55-gallon drum of KY. And don't forget, whatever your camping need, Trailer Steve has it. Bonds, rolling papers, water pipes, leather underwear, nipple piercing kits, tattoo needles, fur-covered handcuffs, and don't forget Trader Steve's 24-hour drive-through pharmacy service for Benzedrine, Dexoxin, amphetamines, ether, Demerol, codeine, and Everclear. All of your camping needs are at Trader Steve's. Attention campers, due to a scheduling conflict, the always popular appearance of the Women of the Wilderness will not take place this year. We apologize for any inconvenience to those campers laboring under the delusion that they were actually going to get laid this year. And as Brother Steve Del Giorno so aptly put it last year, come on back if you want your poussoir licked. It should also be noted that while we can lick their poussoirs, they won't beat our meat, so the hell with them. Now this stock market report. Gentlemen's Clubs International down 1 7/8, following rumors of a takeover bid by Argo Enterprises. GC International has recently undergone massive changes in its corporate offices following a failed power play for control of the organization late last year. Argo's initial tender offer of 6.5 cents a share was tabled at a recent stockholders meeting where board member Tony Arnone advised that he was ready to, quote, rip their fucking heads off if the board did, in fact, accept the Argo offer. Attention campers, once again, Father Enos O'Toole of Our Lady of Eternal Torment Parish in Zephyr Hills will be hearing confessions this Saturday evening in the middle stall of the men's room. This follows the underwear auction at 7 p.m. and nude paintball war at 7:30. Tonight's movie features Captain Lee Pepper on his latest fishing expedition. Catch all the action as Lee stars in The Codfather. Also starring Jack Sharkey, Gil Nett, fontella bass, and Seymour trout. The Ginny Springs Players will be presenting their performance of Sons of the Merry Gerbils tonight at 9. Thrill to old-time Western adventures as an all-male wagon train rides the Chisholm Trail with only a handful of gerbils and some limp-wristed Comanches for company. Steve Del Giorno and Frank Ganley will be conducting arts and crafts instruction this afternoon at 3. Participants will be constructing a Taiwan basket that they can take home for their wives or girlfriends. Students will need to supply the following items: 138 flattened beer cans, a pair of block and tackle assemblies, and 50 yards of number 3 steel cable. You might want to see Bobby Rossello for supplies. A display of chainsaw juggling will be presented by Tony Arnone at around 2 a.m. this morning, or whenever the acid kicks in. Tony will simultaneously juggle 3 fully operational McCullochs while huffing at a 50-pound canister of nitrous oxide through a plastic hose. Should be exciting. And now, for our first-time campers here at Ginny Springs, some do's and don'ts for safe camping. If you're invited to attend the group shower, don't go. If you do go, don't be the first to pick up the soap. If you need to use the porta potty, don't go in for at least an hour after Tony's been there. If you're going to be eating food after dark, do use a flashlight to see what the hell it is you're sticking in your mouth. If, after you've retired for the evening, you hear Frank at the door of your tent telling you he's lonely, don't let him in. Don't shit in the woods and wipe your ass with poison ivy. Don't get between Lee Pepper and any body of open water. He'll take you in with him if he can. Do not ask Brad Ware for his opinion on anything having to do with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And finally, do not, under any circumstances, suggest to any of the Arnone brothers that you think John Argarius got a raw deal. Attention campers. Cappy Arnone wishes to announce the menu for this evening's dinner. Besides the always popular gruel on a stick, Cappy will be serving up hot hors d'oeuvres of Spam, raw oysters, and sauerkraut topped with cheese whiz. And for the entree, a camp favorite, braised mule dick, basted in Cappy's secret sauce and served up with a side of gerbil pudding. And for you midnight snackers, don't forget Cappy's drive-through window. Call ahead and order up one of Cappy's tripe pizzas. That's good eating. Attention campers, if you've been putting off those odd jobs around your campsite, don't delay any longer. Bobby Rossello is here, and he's loaded and ready to go. Whether it's a backhoe or spot welding, concrete pilings, or tree stump removal, Bobby gets the job done right the first time. Linoleum flooring for the tent? No problem. An on-site waste treatment plant or a small nuclear reactor? Bobby's got you covered. Bobby Rossello. No job too small, no tool too big. And now this important announcement. Frank, stay away from the fire. Father Enos O'Toole will be offering a slideshow in his tent this evening titled Great Glory Holes I Have Known. Father O'Toole will show his collection of slides taken from various rest stops on I-75 to the men's room at the Clearwater Greyhound bus station and the public facilities at a number of forest preserves. The good father will also feature a demonstration regarding glory hole etiquette and repair. Attention campers, there will be a lecture at 7:30 this evening on how to speak trailer trash. For those of you interested in this colorful vernacular of true Americana, repeat after me.
You get back in the house right now, get me a fucking beer, or I'll kick your skinny ass, you lying whore. I know you been a fucking R. day behind my back, you bitch. You think I'm blind or something? Get your ass over here now, you slut. I know you been a fucking him. I'm gonna beat your ass from now till Sunday, woman. You don't get another beer. Now! Do it, you lying whore. Now shut up and quit your blubbering. I can't hear Wheel of Fortune you carrying on like that.
And now, campers, the first ever installment of Jenny Springs Cartoon Corner.
Well, here we are, dude. We're like at Jenny Springs. This is like cool.
Yeah. It's like cool, dude. Yeah. It's like outdoors and stuff. Yeah. It rules.
Yeah. Hey, Beavis. I'm starting to feel like a mountain man, dude. Hey, check it out. There's like hair growing on my chest, dude.
That's not air, dude. That's like dirt from when you like fell into the campfire, dude. Yeah. Fire. Yeah.
I wonder if like there's any Girl Scouts out here, dude. Chicks dig mountain men.
Yeah. Mountain men. Girl Scouts. They rule. They rule. Yeah.
Shut up, you dillweed. I'm a mountain man. You're like a mountain wuss, you fart knocker.
Mountain wusses. Girl Scouts. Cool. They rule.
Yeah. Hey, butthead. Where is everybody? I thought all those dudes from the Gentlemen's Club would, like, be here by now, dude. You know? There's, like, nobody here, dude. Oh, no. Way, dude. There's, like, nobody here, man. Way, Tilly Gnarly. Those dudes are so cool. They're probably somewhere getting stoned from the trip up here. Yeah. You said trip.
Yeah. Hey, those guys, they kick ass. They're totally cool. Except for that Frank guy. Yeah. That Frank. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a butt munch for sure.
Yeah. He might be an asshole, but he'll kick your ass. Yeah. He'll kick your ass all over the camp, dude. Yeah.
No, he wouldn't. I'd kick his ass, dude. I'd get that guy Tony. Yeah, I'd get him to help me, man. We'd like both kick Frank's ass. We'd like kick his ass and then like stomp on it, dude. And then like, you know, we'll lick like the backs of toads, dude, because I hear it packs some mean buzz.
Tony couldn't kick Frank's ass. Tony couldn't kick Brad's ass, dude. Yeah.
Yes, he could. I'm telling you, dude. Tony could kick Frank's and Brad's asses. And that other guy, Jesse, Tony could kick all their asses, dude. I said ass.
Tony couldn't kick anybody's ass, dude. He just acts like he's pissed. But he's just trying to scare people, dude. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to scare people. Yeah. He's like a puss, dude.
He's like a major butt munch.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him you said that, dude. And he'll, like, kick your ass. You panty wipe.
I'm not afraid of Tony. Yeah. Steve Watts could, like, kick his ass anytime he wanted. Yeah, anytime, yeah.
Yeah, well, Steve Watts couldn't kick that guy Lee's ass.
You fart knocker. Steve, he could kick, like, Lee and Frank and Tony and Brad's ass, too. Like, all in one, dude, like a triple decker. Yeah. Yeah.
Check this out, dude. I'll bet that guy, those guys like in Red Rover, dude, that Red Rover band, those guys, they could like kick the ass of the Backtrack band, dude. Yeah, the Backtrack dudes.
No way, dude. Red Rover's got that old guy playing bass, man. He's too old to kick his own ass. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you kidding? That guy is like way cool. Above him, there is none higher or something, dude. He's like the father I never had. When I get old, I want to be just like him, dude.
Yeah.
If you were like him, dude, then I'd kick your ass.
No, you wouldn't, dude. You got, like, goat scrotum, dude. Yeah, yeah. Anyhow, the guys in the doctor know. They could, like, kick Red Rover's ass. Yeah.
Get serious, dude. There's like 6 guys in Red Rover. You dumbass.
Yeah, 3 monkeys, a Methuselah, a drug addict, and a Canadian. Yeah. The Tampa Girls Choir could kick Red Rover's ass, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like Red Rover, they could kick everybody's ass at the Gentleman's Club, dude.
Get serious, butthead. They couldn't even kick Steve DelGiorno's ass. Yeah. DelGiorno. Yeah. Yeah. That guy, he's like a natural born killer, dude. Yeah. Pump him up with a fifth of, like cheap whiskey. Yeah. And he could kick everybody's ass, dude. Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
Check it out, dude. You know what really would be cool? Like if everybody here at Jenny Springs got really drunk, and they all started like kicking each other's asses.
Yeah. That would be cool, dude. That would rule.
Yeah. Then I get in there and I'd like be kicking ass left and right, dude.
Yeah. He'd be hiding in the bushes and crying like a woman.
No, I wouldn't. Hey, Beavis, check it out.
Whoa. Who are those guys, dude? They look like hillbillies.
Well, now, just what the hell we got here? You two boys look like you're a long way from home.
Hey, dude. We're like on a camping trip. We're like with the Gentleman's Club, dude.
Gentlemen's Club. That sounds like some kind of sissy gang for a bunch of faggots. You boys faggots? You couple of queers?
Beers? You like got some beers, dude?
Not beers, you dipshit. I said queers. You look like a couple of them poodle-walking Nancy balls from the big city. Hey, Jed, looks like we found ourselves a couple of rump rangers.
I don't think so, Snuffy Smith.
Yeah. We hate poodles. And my name's Butthead. He's Nancy.
Shut up, Butthead. You toilet plunger. His real Ned is like Ned Beatty.
Well, you boys kind of tickle my fancy, you know that. And just to show you how nice I am, I'm going to tickle you with this.
Jesus, Beavis. Look at the size of that horse dick.
Yeah, I think he wants you to have it, Butthead. I don't think you're supposed to get down on all fours now and like squeal like a pig. Yeah, squeal. Yeah.
No way, dude.
Come here, you young scalawags. I aim to make both of you squeal like piggies. Now get on over here.
Not me, Gomer pile. I'll bet you'd squeal like a piggy. If I, like, whacked your wiener with this tree limb.
Oh, dang it. You killed me, you son of a bitch.
That was killer, dude.
Yeah. I like never saw a wiener turn purple before, dude. Yeah. It's like purple. Now get out of here before Otis and I, Mr. Beatty, kick your ass.
Yeah. Beat it, Jethro. And, like, take that purple wiener with you.
That guy was a dick.
Yeah. He was a real big dick.
He sure had his eyes on you, Butthead. Yeah. You must be like this major hillbilly maggot or something, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Screw you, Beavis. He liked you better. He wanted your sphincter, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I should have let him have it. Yep, yeah. At least you finally would have gotten laid. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we hang around with the guys from the Gentlemen's Club, we're gonna get laid all the time, dude.
Beavis and Butthead Go to Ginny Springs was written by Martin Fisher, produced by John Cool. Voices by Mike Johnson and Martin Fisher. Music and sound effects by John Cool. The previous program is a work of fiction and has no actual relevance as to who can kick whose ass. Attention campers, the Ginny Springs chapter of the Sons of Beelzebub will meet this evening at 8 p.m. Following the ritual sacrifices of a pair of goats and a dozen hamsters, there will be the shared blood drinking and participants will dance naked around the bonfire. Head devil worshiper Jesse Chow will then allow limited viewing of Satan's anus and the popular bowels of Satan. Attention campers, if you need a colostomy bag adjustment or your truss tightened, make sure you stop in and see our camp nurse, Paul Arnone. Nurse Paul comes to us from the fine staff at Tampa General, and he has all the up-to-the-minute medical technology available, including the bleeding of patients, application of leeches, and barium enemas. While you're there, Nurse Paul will lance that pus-filled boil on your butt, or examine that dripping chancre on your wiener. Office hours are from 8 a.m. till 2:30 in the morning. All HMOs, Medicare and Medicaid, Blue Cross, Blue Shield are accepted. Attention campers, tonight's movie stars the Arnone brothers in Escape from Knuckle Island. There's plenty of action, and the fur flies as a mad scientist captures the brothers and forces them to drink an evil potion, which turns them into hairy beasts who can play musical instruments. Well, that just about does it for this year's Ginny Springs Camp Announcements. Coming up, Father O'Toole will be reading us a bedtime story. But before we do that, why don't we have everybody join around the bonfire for a little camp sing-along. And the song we're going to sing is a favorite of mine, and I hope it's going to become a favorite of yours too. So follow the Mounts and Beer Bottle as we all gather to sing the theme from Knuckle Island. And a 1 and a 2. Oh, the stories that they tell of those hairy men who smell as they beat their chests and yell, it's Knuckle Island. They go swinging from the trees and they do just what they please as they live their life of ease on Knuckle Island. They're all playing in the band and they do the best they can with those hairy monkey hands on Knuckle Island. Well, they never have to wait when it's time to defecate, or if they want to masturbate on Knuckle Island. They live on twigs and rawhide, bananas that are French fried, shots of nitrous oxide, Knuckle Island. When the ape men are in sight, well, it's certainly a fright. Darwin's theory was proved right on Knuckle Island. Oh, the stories that are told of those monkey men so bold, with all that fur they can't catch cold on Knuckle Island. Knuckle Island, Knuckle Island. And now, a special Ginny Springs treat, as Father Anus O'Toole of Our Lady of Eternal Torment Parish reads us a bedtime story. Now, Father O'Toole.
I thank you, laddie, for that fine bit of introduction. Well, laddies, I see you've stuffed your guts with cheap whiskey and meat, and you'll be wanting to curl up in your sleeping bags and tents and pass out in a drunken stupor, just so you can get up tomorrow and do it all over again, I pity your colons, lads. Aye, and your livers, too. You've abused and debauched 'em so much, you're going to end up like the bloke in the story I'm about to tell you. It's all about a man named Tony, a meat-eating, whiskey-drinking sot, much like your devilish selves. Aye, and about that fateful day when his bowels rose up in rebellion against him. Oh, Tony, he's sweating and trembling as another thick torrent of liquid shit gushed out of his flabby ass. At least he'd made it to the toilet before his bowels had completely emptied themselves in his pants, he thought. Hey, things could be worse. A couple of minutes ago, almost blind with pain, Tony had stumbled clumsily through the crowded Mexican restaurant. His throbbing shitter was straining to let go. He shoved aside chairs and tables and other diners as he hurried to find the establishment's crapper. He started to ask a waitress for the restroom's location, but his asshole chose that very moment to start trumpeting wetly in his pants, shaming him with a sounding fury. As he scrambled away, he knew he must have looked like a chunky chocolate milkshake had exploded in his pants. He left a smelly brown trail behind him on the carpet. Well, once he'd found the door marked Hombres and rushed inside, he was in too big a hurry to flush the mess of shit, ass-wiping cigarette butts that the stall's previous occupant had left behind. Oh, no, Tony's need was too urgent, too overpowering for any delays. Although he'd managed to clench his anus shut, high-pitched farts like the squeals of deflating balloons were escaping. He fumbled to unbuckle his belt and get down his zipper before another load of hot gut stew could shoot out. But he was too slow. Before he could push down his pants, his bowels squirted another half-pound of hot fudge. Aye, and he could tell there was a lot more to come. When he finally assumed the throne, a lumpy brown Niagara flowed from his crack into the already full bowl. The heavier butt bombs in that fecal tide splashed a clinging foulness up onto Tony's ass. He felt like a sewer main had been diverted full blast through his straining sphincter, which kept coughing out his toxic waste into an already polluted bay. The ferocious farts that accompanied his turd torrent were like low, horrible rumbles of hollow thunder. Well, Tony's watery diarrhea eventually gave way to more substantial, larger turds. The mess in the toilet was the consistency of Mississippi mud, with floating black and red flecks, white tissue-like stringers and undigested seeds and peanuts dotted the slip mocha lumps that broke the surface. Tony reached behind himself to flush his shit soup. He was nowhere near finished, but the bowl was filling up fast. Well, nothing happened when he pressed the chrome handle. It felt loose, like it wasn't attached to anything inside the white porcelain tank. Tony put his head in his hands and resting his elbows on his knees. Why me, he groaned. Tony's hairy ball sack hung quivering between his legs, getting splashed by bowel broth every time another big turd squeezed out of his ass. All at once, a huge pocket of gas forced itself from his intestines, exploding like a string of soggy firecrackers. And the stench made Tony's eyes water, and his nasal membranes burn. Well, cupping his feverish forehead in one clammy palm, Tony tried to remember what he might have eaten at the restaurant upstairs that would have caused this rectal horror. Those 4 bean burritos with chili sauce that he had, that was his standard lunch. They'd never affected him that way before. Well, maybe it was the 2 prune Danish he'd had with 3 cups of black coffee for breakfast. And then suddenly, the pain was back, and he couldn't think about anything else. He tried to vomit, spreading his legs so he could spew between 'em. But all that came out of his mouth was a thin river of saliva. It mingled with a ribbon of grey snot, which he managed to get on his left leg. In the restaurant background, Tony heard himself making animal kinds of groans. Something big was moving in his guts. Something huge. "Oh, holy mother of God," he cried, letting his head roll around on his neck. "Oh, fucking Jesus." Tony doubled his arms across his stomach and leaned forward so his chin was at his knees, but the pain was still there. Something was falling in thick droplets from his asshole, but he didn't think it was more of his watery shit juice. He didn't want to look in the bowl to confirm his suspicions about just what it was. The heavy thing in his bowels shifted again, like an obese, impatient fetus. Tony clutched fistfuls of loose skin at his sides, pinching himself savagely, trying to divert his brain's attention from the agony in his guts. And then he felt his asshole dilate. Oh, it strained open wide, painfully wide, and then stretched open some more. Tony's mouth dropped open and his eyes rolled up in his head as he felt something give inside that circular muscle. The swollen hemorrhoid just inside his sphincter. Tony knew. Oh, it must have burst. The drips he'd heard became a stream. A few drops splashed up between his legs to glisten redly on the hard black plastic of the toilet seat. "Christ almighty!" Tony shouted as the tip of a massive rock of shit pushed out of his asshole. That log that flowed was so wide it smeared against both of his blotchy-ass cheeks. It was so long it curled in the crap mud in the toilet while it was still tearing its way out of his ruined anus. It was so nauseating and defeated that Tony felt his lunch rising in the back of his throat, and it still hadn't dropped free. Tony felt like he was perched on the top of a shit sequoia. While grinding his teeth, he strained his intestinal and stomach muscles in a desperate attempt to force out the rest of the coiled monster turd. He was bearing down hard, so hard that black specks appeared before his eyes. And then something popped inside his scrotum. Oh, the pain was so excruciating, he screamed out loud, knowing he'd done himself serious damage. The tail end of his 28-inch turd finally dropped loose from his bowels. And Tony sat there whimpering as a brassy baritone fart vibrated and splashed the porcelain. Tony's watery vision was blurred by a red mist of pain, and then a half-dozen green flies appeared from somewhere, and they were buzzing around his head and his crotch. Well, maybe the worst was past, he thought. Maybe I'll be able to stop shitting soon and get out of this stall. Please, dear God, please, he pleaded. Tony's asshole, it kept belching and spewing. He lifted himself up on one cheek and he looked between his legs in morbid curiosity. A dark brown fountain still gushed out of his body into the bloody shit goulash in the toilet bowl. Bubbles rose to the surface like fecal mud, and they burst like gas pockets in a smelly tar pit. "Please, somebody, please let it end," he screamed. "Just let it end." Hey, and then suddenly it ended. A tiny tender fart was the last thing that Tony heard from his ass. Whether he'd broken a curse or simply run out of crap, the important thing was that his ordeal was over. Even his hemorrhoids stopped dripping. Well, Tony's asshole reclenched as best it could manage. Tony let his head fall back and closed his eyes and sighed with relief. At long last he could finally wipe his ass and leave. Well, he reached for the toilet paper without looking. An empty gray cardboard roll was the only thing in the metal holder. All the paper was gone. There wasn't another stall in the restroom, but Tony thought there might be some paper towels by the sink. So he eased himself to his feet and he pulled open his stall door. And there attached to the wall was an airflow hand dryer. No paper towels. Tony slumped back on the toilet, he not knowing whether to laugh or to cry. He never carried a handkerchief, so that option was out. He was wearing loafers without socks. His jockey shorts were already soaked with piss, shit, and blood, so they wouldn't be any help. And all he had in his wallet were 20s and some credit cards. Tony sighed with resignation. There was only one thing left to be done, and so reluctantly he pulled his brand new white cotton polo Red Rover t-shirt up over top of his head. And that's the end of my bedtime stories, laddies. Now, if you want to end up like poor Tony, you just keep filling your guts with grease and whiskey, mark my words. And stop your laughing, Mr. Ganley. It's a wonder you haven't turned your sphincter inside out by now, you filthy fornicator. Now snuggle into your sleeping bags, laddies. Aye, and I'll be coming around to each and every tent to give you me special blessing. Good night, laddies. Good night. Hey, how do you shut this fucking thing off?
Attention campers, now these important messages. Security for all events taking place at the Ginny Springs Swill and Chill is being provided by Victor Gutierrez and Keith Lilly of All Fake Security. With All Fake Security, there are no hidden wires, no working video cameras, no actual police monitoring system. That's because it's all fake. Victor and Keith provide effective security for your home or office without all those expensive electronic gizmos and gadgets. Their video cameras are made of cardboard. Their motion sensor devices are actually non-working old smoke detectors. And those 3 vicious Rottweilers out back, hey, they're stuffed and mounted on skateboards, so you can move them anywhere you want. And there's no more cleaning up those big old piles of dog shit in the morning. With Victor and Keith's all fake security, you get peace of mind at half the cost. That's because it's all fake. Call Victor or Keith right now at 1-800-BREAKING and ENTERING for all fake security systems. If you're thinking about taking your computer system online, or if you're already there, but all you can download are pictures from Father O'Toole's Naked and Naughty Altar Boys website, then you need to call Eddie Ryan, the man who put the hard in hard drive. Yes, Eddie Ryan will have you downloading the most incredible filth you've ever seen in no time at all. Eddie Ryan, the computer genius of the 90s, will have you tapping into the most bizarre websites in existence by this time tomorrow night. And if you're interested in sending out those Polaroids of you and the wife from that weekend at the Holiday Inn, Eddie can show you how. Get in touch right now with Eddie Ryan and start getting down and dirty online tonight. That's Eddie Ryan, computer genius of the 90s, at 1-800-alternate.com Big Woody.